Hey guys, welcome to BCI. My name's Andy McCloy and this is Chris Tate. Before I get into what I'm going to share with you today, I want to remind you that we always have a 14-day free trial running here at BCI. It's a great way for you to get involved and experience the difference in how we train. So now back to what we're going to do today. We're going to be putting together a series for you guys over the next couple weeks called exercise swaps. There are a lot of exercises that people choose to do in their fitness program that may be non-optimal. And the reason they choose these programs is simply because that's what other people do. So we're going to talk about 2 exercises today that we're going to ask you to consider swapping out. That doesn't mean you won't get great results. In fact, you might actually get better. So I've got Coach Tate right here, and the first exercise we're going to go over is a straight bar deadlift. So I'm not going to coach him up on this too much. I'm just going to have him walk over here, knock out a couple of reps as I'm talking to you. All right, I'm going to kind of talk him through this. The deadlifting is a hinge pattern, right? So you see he's driving deep into his hips as he pushes this bar back. It is primarily what's called a posterior chain exercise. That's nerd talk for your hamstrings, your glutes, and your low back. Very good, coach. And that's a very good looking deadlift right there. So why might you want to swap that out? Well, number one, anytime you place a bar out in front of you like that, it's going to put more load on your back. So if you have a bad back, I'm not saying deadlifts are off the menu, but a different type of deadlift may make more sense. The second thing is, and again, it comes back to your hips, is this bar is relatively low. Most people cannot grab that barbell without some degree of compensation in their lumbar spine. That compensation usually looks like curvature. Well, you actually are supposed to have the opposite of that, what's called a lordotic curve in your low back. That's to help protect your discs and vertebrae. So if we're deadlifting under load in this rounded, or again, nerd talk, kyphotic position, that is not optimal if you have a back injury, and even if you have a healthy back, it may lead to a future pathology or issue. So what do we swap it out with? We got the good old trap bar deadlift right here, all right? Some people call them a hexagon bar. So why might we want to choose this instead of that? Well, as you're going to see in a minute, when he steps in between this bar, okay, the load is more evenly distributed throughout his entire body. It's not out in front of him, so it puts less stress on his back. The second thing is, you can flip this bad boy over and go with low handles, but one of the cooler things about this is this high handle function. It allows you to get in a really good and a really safe position and replicate the same movement pattern. Remember this, train movements, not muscles. If you train a hinge correctly, you will get all the same muscles involved. So I'm gonna have Coach Tate step up. I'm gonna walk around, let him knock out a couple. And as you can see, it is a very similar movement, okay? Hips go back. We've got a little bit of knee bend, a little bit of forward movement out of the shins. Back is staying nice and straight and neutral the whole time. All right? Very good, coach. So guys, that's exercise swap number 1. We're gonna move now into the second exercise, which again is very, very common. Any type of military or overhead press has a lot of value, unless you've got shoulder issues, unless you have back issues. It is incredibly common in the general fitness population for people to have both of those issues. And instead of cranking away at pressing overhead, we've got another option for you today. So I'm gonna have Coach Tate walk on over here, and what we're gonna show you is a half kneeling landmine press. So this can be done from a standing position, but ideally we like to start people on the ground in this staggered half kneel stance. It's easier for you to control and maintain the proper spinal position when you do that. So I'm gonna have Coach Tate bring that bar up and load it right here real quick. He's gonna scoot up in there. You see he's got a slight angle away from his arm right here, and he's gonna press up and towards the midline of his head when he does this. Very good, coach, bring it on down under control. And again, when he presses up, I want him to get a little bit of an extra reach here to get a little bit more upward rotation out of that scapula and shoulder blade. That can be a real limitation for some people who are used to pressing overhead. Their shoulder blades no longer rotate upwardly, so it creates a compensatory strategy that can lead to injury. There you go, coach. Great job. So guys, there you have it. That's 2 exercise swaps. Go from a straight bar deadlift to a trap bar deadlift. Consider going from a regular overhead military press to a landmine or angled press. I hope that had value for you. If you haven't already, it's time to click that link and come join us for a 14-day trial. Talk to you soon. Take care.